Breaking news: Cease spied Cameroonian forces flee as Biafran dragon Black Marine launches attack in Bakassi. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wonderful people and lovers of freedom all over the world. Wherever you're joining us from today, you're highly welcome to this wonderful YouTube platform that gives you quality news and information on everything happening in Biafran territory. Do not forget to subscribe to this channel if you've not yet subscribed, and make sure you turn on your notification because we'll be here to give you all the legit news and information as it is hot. Do not also forget them to continue to share this video. Let us go straight up to the news in details before we go into the address of the Prime Minister Simon Èkpá Njoko. The news reads: Cameroonian forces is said to have fled part of Idabato following reprisal attack by Biafran separatist armed group. Report says that as at 6 a.m. this morning, the Black Marine, looking terrifying and battle-ready, left Albana to the high sea to team up with the Dragon Fighter Marine when they encountered the BIRM Delta and opened fire, buying up at least 6 at a spot. The rest battalion fled with their gunboats. Up till now, the division officer of Idabato is still missing. He was apprehended in his district, an area which seems to have fallen under the Dragon Fighter Marine. Finland-based the Simon Èkpá, Prime Minister of the Biafran Republic government in exile, have continued to remain silent over this matter as his men keeps holding the DO hostage. All right, let us go into the broadcast of the Prime Minister Simon Èkpá. But before we go into that, let me give you one other important news. As Biafran BNL backs armed separatists in Bakassi, demands Cameroon DO bail fee, release of member. The Biafra Nation League, BNL, have warned Cameroonian media and its government to stop labeling the boys as pirates and criminal. Now, before I even go further into this news, that is, if I will possibly go further into it, I want to still clarify one thing and one big mistake. These so-called media outlets, both the Cameroonian media and the Nigerian media, both of them, they are all the same thing, because they are still doing the same thing that the Nigerian government are doing. Now, why will you keep on labeling a group that is agitating for the freedom of their people as terrorist group, but yet you are leaving behind the so-called bandits who have been killing innocent people on daily basis? You don't talk about them, you don't label them as terrorists, you don't label them as bandits. Go to the north and see, the level of spying and genocidal attack and massacre that we are seeing there. In fact, it has become a thing in the north. Kidnapping is now a thing in the north. In the Fulani infested area, kidnapping is a thing which people now brag about, to the extent we have a spokesperson for kidnappers in the person of Gumi, who is working as a free man in the Zoological Republic of Nigeria. Nobody is saying anything about that. But all you do is to label innocent agitators, people who are defending their land, people who are agitating for the freedom of their people. You're prescribing them and you are labeling them as terrorists, while the real terrorists continue to cause mayhem in the south part, in the other part of the country. On that note, we've seen what the Biafran Nation League and other Biafran group are doing in order to still show that truly all they want is freedom of their people. So you need to do the needful. Release Mazen Kano and also do the needful so that this kind of ordeal will stop happening to the Nigerian government and as well the Cameroonian government. It's as simple as that. You cannot eat your cake and have it. No, you can't. Biafrans have actually endured a lot of things that have befallen them. And that is why they have said no to this kind of buying of their people. Now, let us join the live broadcast of the Prime Minister Simon Èkpá and Joko. Make we hear within the Prime Minister they talk on pressing issues and issues, causing problem in Biafran territory. Thank you once again, and make sure you continue to share this video to as many groups and platforms as possible.
The Biafran government, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Biafra, His Excellency Prime Minister Mazi Simon Èkpá Njoko. Prime Minister, over to you, sir.
Good evening, fellow Biafrans. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the press. Good evening, followers, lovers of freedom, and friends of Biafrans. I welcome every one of you this evening as you continue to follow up and observe step by step the history that the Biafra people are making in this 21st century. My fellow Biafrans and lovers of freedom that are all here today to listen to this emergency space briefing, I want you to understand that we must not allow evil to strive. In the absence of good people, the evil people will strive, and the life and property of our longer be secured and safe. Please, whoever that is calling me should stop calling. Am I coming out clear?
Very well, sir.
Thank you very much. My fellow Biafrans, as we dream for peace, remember that for us to achieve our aim of having lasting peace in our land, the good men must be ready to commit great violence upon evil men. And that's exactly what we are doing today. All of you that are fighting the terrorists of Nigeria with me, you are the good men. And I want you to understand that you are doing the right thing and you are on the right track. It is only when the good men remain silent that the evil will strive. Today, the Biafra people have chosen not to remain silent. The killings, animosity that the Biafra people have witnessed for many decades is coming to an end. It is not going to come to an end very easily. We have been fighting and fighting since 1967 officially. And today, this is the 20th or 21st of October 2024. We are still fighting. Over 50 years. Israel got independence many years ago, decade ago. Israel is still today fighting for peace. We are surrounded by enemies who doesn't love us. The enemies that hated us, and what did the Britain do? They joined us forcefully together with these enemies who don't like our religion, who don't like our culture, who don't like our ways of life, who don't like anything about us, who mock our dialects, they mock our languages, they mock our name, everything about us they hate. And for that reason, this generation that Simon Èkpá is very proud to be part of have risen up to break the chains and free our older generation that are still alive and the unborn generation that is to come. I repeat again, peace will always remain a dream and can only be achieved when good men and women are ready to commit a great violence upon the evil men. Biafra have agreed and ready, they have been doing that, making sure that a great violence is meted upon the enemy that have been killing us for decades. And this violence is in self-defense. I want you people to understand many things that you don't know about Biafrans. And I'm going to use Igbo-speaking Biafrans for this scenario. While the other people in Nigeria enjoy something in common, conquests by killing and using violent or military strategies, it is only the Biafra people that have demonstrated to be peaceful. But in our peacefulness, we remain lions and lionesses that can never be conquered, and the enemy have tried severally and failed. We are no longer fighting to remain Nigerians. The difference is very clear. In the past, Biafrans fought to defend their land against conquest. And I want you to understand that this conquest is not just about the Fulani, Usman Dan Fodio, but there are also the Oyo Empire conquests. They took their sword and armory to other parts of the neighboring African countries because they know that Biafran, the eastern region of the Niger area, is a no-go area. We protected our land with our culture and the gods of our land. That was the weapon we used. Defile everything scientists manufactured things that only the West has the power and the mental capability to manufacture. We refined oil with wood. Today, building oil refinery costs billions of dollars. We refined oil without a refinery. Do you understand the light you carry as a Biafran? When they tell you it is Igbo, it is Igbo, that is the spirit of divide and rule. I am here to tell you today, it is not just about Igbo, but it's about Biafra. It does not matter who gives you the name Biafra. What matters is that everyone who is an indigenous person, habitant in the old eastern Nigeria, is in agreement with the name Biafra. The enemies have used many propaganda in order to poison the mind of our people. What is Biafra? What do you know about Biafra? Who bring the name Biafra? And I'm here to tell you this evening. During the war, the entire people of the old Eastern Nigeria that made up Biafra came together, refined oil, build weapons. So when they tell you Igbo, so that your head will get big, debunk it. It was not just Igbo, it was the entire Biafra people. Effiong was part of it. Of course, when we begin to talk about the lineage and the origin, everybody come and originated somehow from the Igbo-speaking Biafrans. But that's not where we are going to today. I want you to understand that while these other dangerously diversified groups were expanding their territory by conquest, by killings, maiming, Biafrans that are known to be very peaceful people, even as peaceful as we are, our land, the old Eastern Nigeria, was a no-go area. Ask yourself why. Because our forefathers understood the power they possess. The Biafra people historically expanded through gradual migration, moving from their heartland in the old Eastern Nigeria to a new area in search of fertile land for farming, water sources, and trade opportunities, while others were coming with horses and chariots and cows to kill, maim, and take over land. Biafrans were merely relocating for trade. The migration was often, not just often, but all the time, very peaceful. We go and we buy land to establish new settlement, which is buying land, building your house as a Biafran. Majority will say the Igbo-speaking part of Biafra. These people that we are all proud of did not just have a centralized military force like the Oyo empires did, which is today they settled in many, many countries in West Africa by invasion. So their expansion was not characterized by large scale of migration. Rather, it was characterized by the scale, welfare, and territorial conquest. While the Biafra people expansion were not characterized by large scale of welfare and territorial conquest, rather by investment. Biafra community acquired land by negotiating with neighboring groups and establishing mutual beneficial relationship. I want you to understand that when they tell you that Igbos or Biafras are in Kano, in Lagos, I want to address that issue today. The difference. When they tell you you are doing business in Kano, why can't the Fulani come to your land? You have places there, you build a house there. I want to explain it tonight before I actually address the reason for this broadcast, which is the civil disobedience of the Biafra people. In many cases, Biafra settlers would have to integrate with the local population, adopting and influencing cultural practices through peaceful interaction. It is only Biafran that can go to your land and speak your language, embrace your culture, behave like you, just to be peaceful and accommodating. This particular practice attracts sharply with other ethnic group getting envious of our culture. and way of life. I want you to understand that it is only the Biafra people that has what we call the land, tenure, and the farming system. It is the most prosperous process and system in land procurement. Anywhere, practice anywhere in the world, Biafrans have the best structure and system of land tenure. And I will explain it to you. The Biafra people have traditionally practiced communal land ownership, where land was not owned by individual. Are you aware of that? We actually set up what the government, many governments in the world today are practicing. Before the coming of the white man, the people already have a system in Biafra called the land tenure system, where land was not owned by individual but held in trust by the community or extended families. As I'm talking to you today, even with the bastardizing of our culture and way of life, this land tenure system still strongly exists within the Biafraland today. This communal approach allowed for the equitable distribution of land among members of the families. And as the population grew, new settlements were founded to accommodate the expansion of, as the family expand. Today, the system of the nomadic of Nigeria terrorist state has bastardized our land tenure system, where the only target of the Nigeria terrorist state is to use the government that was not voted in by the people to grab the land from the Biafra communities. And I am telling you today, this land grabbing is happening only in Biafra territory, not nowhere else. Only in Biafra territory. Do you know why? They used these puppet governors, politicians, to continue to destroy everything that defined the Biafra people. And one of them is the land tenure system, where governor who was not elected by the Biafra people to represent them will be used by the Fulanis to continue to grab land and begin to assign land to people who are aliens without due process, without the approval of the people. I want you to understand how the culture, the peace that we enjoyed, our forefathers enjoyed, have been destroyed. Because land, ownership, and the tenure system was the basic and the base and the foundation of peace in Biafra territory. Today, it has been destroyed by Nigeria system. And that's why as soon as Biafra become an independent state, we fall back to the land tenure system, where the people will be at peace, where you will not go and start killing your fellow brother or your fellow neighbor because of land. The Boundary Commission will go to work to make sure everyone understood the boundary and they know where their boundary ends. But today, what do you get? You will get governor telling you that land has been taken and they are going to use their appointed traditional rulers. Have you ever heard where traditional rulers are being appointed by governors? Well, it is happening in Biafraland. This is alien to us. It is only in the Fulani nomadic system that they appoint emir politically. That system they have brought to our land, where ordinarily the oracle of our land, the oracle that protected our land from the external invasion, the oracle that protected our land from the Oyo Empire, the oracle that protected our land from the Usman Dan Fodio, the oracle that protected our land from the conquest of the British Empire, that oracle was also responsible for appointing who becomes the traditional ruler of each community. Today, tell me anywhere in Biafraland where oracle appoints a traditional ruler. Everywhere, our culture has been destroyed by Nigeria state. That's why there are chaotic everywhere. That's why there are crises everywhere. That's why there are insecurity everywhere. Because the land, the spirit and the gods of our land has been destroyed. Maybe not completely destroyed, because a spirit is something that you can destroy. And that particular gods of our land has possessed the entire Biafra liberation and the Biafra agitation today. Where we go to where there are no doors and there will be door. Where we go to where there is no road, there will be road. Where we will go to where others have attempted to go and nobody responded to them, and we go there and they responded to us. Where we go to where there is no road before, where people have struggled, the IPOB criminals, the Nigeria pressure group criminals have tried several times to go. We just went there and come out victoriously, and everybody is happily welcoming us. Where they were chased away, we go there today and they welcome us with love. Oh, why somebody will be calling me, Matthias, stop calling me. Honestly, I want to tell everyone, if you are a Biafra and you are in this agitation, do not call whenever this particular culture that have seen the success that we enjoy today. We are targeted by the Fulani Usman Dan Fodio oligarchy. That's all. But you know what? We have come to restore it. So, in the pre-colonial era, Biafra land acquisition was largely tied to agricultural need. You don't need any land for anything in Biafra land. You only need land for farming, as farming was cornerstone of the Biafra society. And you know what they do today? That's why they will tell you, do you ever see anybody going to Biafraland to build a house? Do you see any Igbo? No, Igbo don't give people their land. They understand this very well. Have you not heard about it in social media? You know, some of you will be hearing these people lamenting on social media. You do not understand. And you will be asking them, did you come to build? And we say no. Did you come to buy land? And we say no. You don't understand what their forefathers told them. But we do. The post-colonial expansion in the post-colonial era, Biafra people continue to expand, particularly in urban centers, with the rise of cities and growth of commerce. Many Biafra people migrated to different parts of Nigeria, acquiring land, not coming with AK-47 like you see today, not coming with machete like you see today. They acquired land and property in regions far from their traditional homeland. Unlike in the past, this expansion was driven more by economic opportunity and modernization than by agricultural need. So, when they tell you that Igbos are doing business in Lagos, Igbos are doing business in Kano, and so therefore you have to come to Biafraland, tell them we are not against you coming to Biafraland. But when you come to Rome, you behave like Rome, Romans. When we are in your land, we buy it. We build and develop it. We don't come with AK-47 to cause sorrow to your women and children. The same narrative was told about the blood money rituals. When we were not present in the media, they have used this to sell the narrative, how Igbo people love money. Every person that made money is a ritualist. Today, there is social media. Every blessed day, you will see somebody carrying head of people, cut off their head in the name of money ritual. There has never been one case of money ritual reported in Biafraland for the past 5 years. But every day, every blessed day, you will see in Oyo, you will see in Ogun State, you will see in other part of Yoruba land where people are being killed for rituals. Yet, they were the one controlling the media, telling you how Igbos use their mother and father for money rituals. These were lies that were told, and many believed it. My fellow Biafrans, the Biafra government has come to stay to restore peace, sanity, and the dignity of the Biafra people. I am very, very happy that I am part of this generation, defiling everything to make our dream and the future a reality. You can see that now they came and pushed one idiot to make a video using Biafra government to make a video of sit at home. And let me tell you, a lot of people have told me, oh, call it off. Announce that it is not, there is no sit at home. The message have gone viral because and only because they have used the Biafra government and Biafra Liberation Army. And they say Biafra government and Biafra Liberation Army is launching armored tanks on the 21st and 22nd. Tomorrow they will tell you, oh, Simon Èkpá want to launch an armored tank on the 22nd. Where is it? We did not announce it. Anything you did not hear from me doesn't exist. But you know what? We have sat back to observe the potency of the Biafra government, and I am overwhelmed. Just by somebody using Biafra government to make a video, look at what it has generated. That is to show you the entire Biafra people are in agreement with anything Biafra government says. Anything Biafra government says, it does not matter from which quarter, from whom it is coming from. Once it is Biafra government, it goes. And because there has been a lot of confusion when we did not address it properly. Well, we have a lot of things going on. So we are not going to be addressing every Tom and Jerry that comes on social media. We pick those ones we're going to address. So because it has gone viral, many people, many schools have already changed their schedule for tomorrow, which is the 22nd of October. The Biafra government has resolved to let it be. And what that means is that if you want to stay at home, if you have come across the message, you stay. If you want to go out, you go out. We will announce officially the sit at home that is coming when we are ready. And if they like, they should make another video and say, oh, next tomorrow is another sit at home. We will ignore them. And once Biafrans have responded, we will also keep quiet. They don't know who they are talking with. We know the game they are playing. So this sit at home, a lot of people were calling me, Prime Minister, please announce there is no sit at home, announce this, announce that, oh, this. We will not stop people who want to sit at home. So if you have received the message and the clarification was not clear because they have used Biafra, if they have not used Biafra government, maybe they say, oh, the criminals want to sit at home. It's a different thing. But they have called Biafra government, called Biafra Liberation Army, claim we want to launch our armor tank just to, validate whatever nonsense. And that man will hear from us very, very soon. It does not matter where he is. So, by tomorrow, those who may have had the false alarm and decided to reschedule all the activities can go ahead and reschedule the activities and enjoy themselves. Why those who have heard from us that there is no sit at home from the Biafra government can go about their normal businesses. And I hope those who are concerned about tomorrow is now cleared. We will not call anything off. The thing have generated a lot of concern. But what we are going to say is that if you have had Biafra government making a disclaimer and you still, for those who did not hear it from us and have rescheduled your program tomorrow, you can go ahead and do as it pleases you. But then our 60 days lockdown of Biafra, Nigeria institution in Biafraland, will be announced. We are working in accordance with our program for the Biafra Convention in Finland. So everything must be in accordance with what will favor the Biafra government and the interests of the Biafra people. We know what we're doing. The 60 days sit at home ought to have started, but then there is something that we are working on that needed to be fixed before anything like that. So I have come to clear this particular issue of sit at home tomorrow. So those of you who have listened to me and have heard that Biafra government did not declare it, but because they have used our name, used the government name to declare it, if you heard it and you did not hear our disclaimer today, you can go ahead and sit at home. But the one thing is that the Biafra Liberation Army will be minding their business tomorrow. They will be busy making sure that the terrorist state do not breed. That is their only job. So they'll be minding their business. And of course, we will make sure, as always, that Biafrans are protected. I know that many of them will be shocked with this particular announcement this evening because they didn't expect what I'm saying now. Today, Monday Sit at Home recorded very big compliance. And we thank Biafra people. We have not ended the Sit at Home on Monday, and we still have a long way to go till the December declaration and beyond. You have been trained to make sure that you understand what you are sitting at home for. It is for your freedom and for the freedom of everyone that is being detained, including the leader of the former indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu. And today, Nnamdi Kanu remains the leader of indigenous people of Biafra. And Biafra government will continue to fight for him. They are thinking that we are going to abandon him. That's what you see playing out. Oh, let us do so that they will get angry and stop talking about Nnamdi Kanu. That's all they wanted to do. But we will keep quiet for a while. Then after that, we'll come again with the dragon fire. No matter what you see the Prime Minister of Biafra doing on social media, don't ever get carried away that I am distracted. Never. As I'm doing what I'm doing, there is a reason for everything I have done. And whatever I'm doing, I have a target. So do not think that those things that I'm posting, I'm just posting it for posting sake. No, I have a target. And it will stop very soon. Once I am done with what I'm cooking, I will stop. But for now, I will continue to swim the mood with the change and the Olosho very well until I will release the bomb. Then everybody will go and rest. Thank you very much, the honorable member of the Biafra Republic government that are listening here, and then also the media team. I welcome all of you. Can continue from here. I will be open for questions, of course.
How many minutes do you have, PM?
I will have the next. How many minutes have I spoken now?